Hey, welcome back guys to an exciting tutorial where I teach you how to add a watermark on your images during the upload process. So we imagine this is your website and I hit the browse button and get one of these awesome images, right? And I want to add a watermark on them. So the moment I click post, I will get that logo over here. Awesome, right? Let's try a different image. Let's try this burger here. And there we go. Nice logo right in the center. Let's try a last image here to see what we are going to have. Posts. And there we go. We have a nice logo over there. Okay, so you can always put this logo anywhere on the corner or in the center as you please. All right, so let's begin the tutorial and see how to go about doing this. All right, so to begin, there are a few things that you need. The first thing that you need is a text editor of some kind. So I am using Sublime Text as usual, but you can use any basic text editor, including Notepad. And then make sure you have XAMPP installed on your system and start Apache by clicking Start over here. But of course, you can use any other server between MAMP, WAMP, or LAMP, depending on your system. Okay, so now what you need to do is go to your folder, the folder where, depending on your system, for example, mine is XAMPP, I'll have to go to C XAMPP htdocs, and here this is where all my websites reside. That's where I create them. On other systems, this folder can be www, or it can be called public HTML. So I just created a folder here called watermark, and inside there is a logo. So this logo I just downloaded from the internet, from Google. It's just a simple file. This can be anything. Here it's 387 pixels. It's a square image. So once you have that, I just want to drag my folder into my text editor like this so that I can access things from here. So this is the logo right there that I have. Okay, so for now, there are two files that we need to create. The first file is, the first part is the file uploader. So we need to be able to upload files so that we can do this system here. So I'm going to right click on the watermark folder and create a new file. So this file I'm going to save in the folder, and I'm going to call this one, I don't know, index.php, because that's the landing page right there. So index.php, and then I'm going to create another one that will enable us to preview our image. So this one, I'm going to new file, and I'm going to save this one as preview.php. Okay, so the other one just previews the image. The other one simply, oh, let me see that. The other one uploads. So let's begin with the image previewer here. So all I need to do is add some HTML like that, call it preview like so, and then I can add an image in here. I just want to add a simple div that will float in the center. That way we can view our image in the center. Okay, and then I will add a button that will allow me to go back to my index page, and that's all. Index.php, that's where it will go, and back, or we'll click upload, something like that. Okay, then I'll add a break tag like so, and that's about it. And then here I will add an image tag, and the image that I will be looking for is I don't know, I'm going to call this one image logo.jpg. That will be the resulting image that we finish with. So here you can add an image from the database. For example, if you have a site that simply uploads files and you want to add that, you can add it over here. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Before I do that, let me add just a few styles here, and the width here is going to be 100%, but then I want to add a max width of let's say 500 pixels, and then from there I want to add actually this one here needs a style as well, and this style is going to have width of 100%, like so. Yeah, okay, so far so good. Only that this one should have margin auto, like that. Okay, great. So far so good on this one. Let me go and see that one here. So if I do refresh now, I'll have my index page here ready to go. The only thing now is let me add a link to the preview. So let me go back to the index page here. Let me add some HTML as well here for uploading. I'm going to say upload, like so. And then let's add a section here just for uploading our file. So I'm going to copy much of the same content here because this is similar styling. I'll paste it there. So this is on the index page though. And then in here, I just want to put an input, and this input is of type file because I will be adding files, and I'm going to make sure it says file over there. I should have just added a form here though, something like this. So let's add a form, make sure the method is post, and encoding type, enc type should be multi-part / form data, like so. If you don't add this, you won't be able to upload files. So we're adding that so that it can encode the uploaded file properly. Okay, so that is all we need for now. So let me refresh the page, and this is what we have. We have a browse button. Okay, so once we click browse and the image is uploaded, we are taken to the preview itself. So let's add the uploading process right at the top here. So I'm going to add PHP tags like so, and then the upload process is pretty straightforward. We're going to look for a variable called files. So I'm going to say if underscore files, like so. So I want to see if there's enough information in the files thing here for me to react. So I'm just going to say is greater than 0. If the count, the amount of content in there is greater than 0, meaning there's something, then we can go ahead and upload. So to upload, we just say move uploaded file, like that, and then we just have to supply the file name and the destination, like so. Okay, let me come back here. So move uploaded file, file name, this is the source, this is the destination. So the destination, I want it to be this file right here, image logo JPG. So now I'm going to show you how to create folders as well, just in case. So I'm just going to say folder is equal to, I'm going to call my folder uploads. It's better to organize things like so. And then I'm just going to check if it exists. If it doesn't exist, then we'll have to create it. So I'll put an exclamation mark there for if not file exists, like so. And then if not file exists, then mkdir, we are making a new directory with the name of folder, and then we'll give ourselves permission to access it, and then we'll put true for recursive folder creation. All right, so far so good. We'll make sure here the folder exists. And then the file name now, the destination, sorry. So the destination is going to be equal to the folder. Okay, the folder already has a slash there, so all we need now is an actual file name, which we may put as this one. So the reason I'm putting a very specific file name here is because I want it to display every time I go to this this page right there. So I'm going to copy that and put it there, like so. So we are always replacing the same file every time we upload. If you don't want this, you have to add a random generated file name here, or you can steal the same file name that comes with the file itself. So if you want that file name that comes with the file, it exists in files, file like that, and name like so. So this is what you would put here instead of that. So you would do it like this, copy and put it there like so. So then it will get the file name that came with the file, but this is not what we want. So here I'm just looking for tmp, what is this? tmp folder. Is that correct? This is the source here. So that is the source. So maybe let me just say source like so, so that it's more descriptive. Copy that, and then I'm going to put that here. Source is equal to, I think it's temp file, not folder. No, it's actually temp name, I think. Well, instead of me not knowing what's going on, all I can do is just print out this right here. So I can just do this and say print. In case you are in doubt, just do that. Now the reason we're using the word file here is because this is what we gave it here on the name. So whatever name you give it here, that's what you're going to be using on that part of the content. So all I want now is to browse for an image. Let me go here and then load this image, and I want just to see, oh sorry, I didn't add a submit button for some reason. So let me put a break tag here and put an input of type submit like that, and then I want to give it a value of post something or something like that. So refresh, and there we go. So browse an image and post. So this is the array that I get. So what I'm looking for is this variable right there, temp name. That's where the temporal file is, and then I can check if there were no errors to make sure, and then I can also check if the type is actually JPEG like so. So let me put these as part of the if statement just to make sure, because we really need this file to be a JPEG. So once we go through that, I can say if I do that, but I need to get all that from files like so. So put that there. So I'm going to say if files type is equal to image JPEG, put some inverted commas here, put double equal sign like that. If that is true, and the error is 0, then we are good to go. So I'll paste that there and change type to error. Let me zoom out a bit, and then we're going to say equal to 0 like so. So let me remove this, we don't need that anymore. Yeah. So if the file type is JPEG and there's no error, then let's do something. But if none of that is correct, then we can simply echo and say an error occurred like that. Okay, so you can check individually for these. So you can write a more descriptive message, whether it's the wrong file type or it's there was an error just uploading. So if that's what you want, no problem. Then I will copy these and put them in here like so. All right. Okay, so once this is correct, then we can go ahead and do that. So temp name was correct, I think. Yes, TMP name right there. Okay, so their destination. And so once everything is good, I will redirect my page using the header. I will say location, full colon, and I want to go to the preview.php page like so. And of course, I want to have a clean break, so I'll say die. Okay, so this is the simple act of uploading a file, nothing major here. So if I refresh and resend the data, it's going to send me here. Now the reason why I can't see that is because I added this inside a folder called uploads, so I have to make sure I add that here in the link of the image, the folder like so. So now if I refresh, I do get this image. If I click upload, I go back to here. Okay, and I have to post to go back to the other side, but I can still add a link to the other side as well, just like I've added here. Let me go back to the index page. Right before this, I can add a link to the preview section of this website. So preview and preview. Okay, so I'm not doing any proper styling here because I want to concentrate on the topic at hand and not get lost in the styling of the website. So if I click preview, I come here. If I click upload, I'm back here. And if I upload a different image, it's going to show that image instead. There we go. So now let's see how we can actually add our logo to this image. Now, the first thing we want to do is when uploading images, it's a good idea to resize the image before you can do anything to it so that you reduce memory consumption, because people can put all kinds of large sized images and it's just a good idea to reduce the size. So once we do the uploading like this, we want to just run a function that says resize image so we can resize that image. So what I will do here is create some code at the top here that we are going to use to do that. So this code will run immediately I refresh the page, but I'll put it inside a function a bit later. All right, so what I want to do is I want to be able to, actually, since we will only have our image right at this point on the destination, just after moving it like so. So I want to do this in right about here. So I will put something that says resize image, something like that. Okay, so let's do our image resizing right there. It will be much better. So the source of the image is the destination, and then we're going to replace that destination as well. Okay, so if I go and look at this image, the preview, where's the image here? Inside uploads, and there is this image, right? So let me close that. If I open containing folder, this is the folder right here. And if I look to my resolution here, the image resolution is 1920 by 1279. So I want to reduce this file to something much smaller, maybe a limit with a limit of 1000 pixels. So regardless which side is big, whether the width or the height, the limit should be 1000 pixels. So let's see how we can go about doing that. So here I will say, for example, max size. So this, we're going to provide our maximum width or height size, which is 1000 pixels, like so. And then our file name is equal to the destination. Okay, quite all right. And what else? Okay, so what we want to do now, we already have a file in the destination. So the idea is to create a new file, a new image, which is smaller than the destination, than the original file, right? A file that is smaller. So let's just say, just so we don't get lost. So original is equal to destination, right? It's a destination here, but it's the original file here in terms of our resizing. So what I want to do is create a new image. So my image is going to be equal to image create. This is how we create an image. So I'm going to say image create from JPEG. No, actually, I want to create an empty image. So I'm just going to say image create true color like that. And then I'll give it a specific width and height. Now, it's important to know, because the width and height of this new image that I create will depend on the original image's size. Is the width bigger? If the width was bigger, then we'll put that 1000, this maximum here. But if the height was bigger, we'll put the 1000 here and reduce the width. That way we make sure that no matter what, the 1000 is the biggest on both sides, on either side, depending on the situation. So I'm going to hold these and call them new width, like so, and I'll call this one new height, like so. Okay, let's move that a bit more. Okay, so let's give these variables some meaning of some kind. Now, in order to get some of this stuff going, I have to get the dimensions of the original file. So I'm going to say, I'm going to call this one the source, right? The source image. So I'm going to say source is equal to image create again, but this time I want to do an image create from JPEG, like so. And I will put the original file path there. So I have a source there, and I just want to know its actual width and height. So width is equal to image sx, that's the function to use, and we're going to add source in there, like so. And so I will do the same thing with height, only that I will change this to height, and then here I will put image sy, like so. So that's the x and the y width. But then we need to do a bit of some calculation here. So if, for example, the width is bigger, so if I say the width is greater or equal to the height, in case it's a square image, or the width is bigger, in this case, when the width is large, we're going to set our maximum value, our width to the max, because it's actually bigger. So we're going to say our new width is equal to max, like so. Okay, quite all right. But then what is the height? So in order to get the height, we have to do a bit of calculation. So let's say the new height here is going to be equal to, now we do know here that the width is larger and the height is smaller. So we divide the small one, the big one, into the small one. So height is smaller, let's do that. And let's divide it by the width, like so. This way we get what is known as a ratio. So I'm just going to say ratio of multiplication is equal to that divided by that. And then all I have to do now to decide what the height will be is to use the max and multiply that by the ratio. And then I will get the height. So I'm maintaining the aspect ratio of the image. That's why I'm doing all these mathematics here. Okay. So let's do an else statement here. I don't want the image to be distorted once I resize it. So let me do that. The only difference here is we'll swap every width with height. So let's do that. And every height with width. Oops. Now that becomes a problem, right? Let me do this. I have to keep track of which height I changed. And this one will be width. So new height will be max, ratio is equal to width divided by height, is it? Because in this case, the width is smaller. Okay, I think that's looking great. And then once I'm done with this, I'll say image create true color. So I've created a new image with these new dimensions. And all I need now is to copy the source onto the new image and delete the source resource here. So I'm not actually deleting the original file, just the resource I created here, because these do tend to take a lot of memory. So I have two of these resources here. I have to delete them eventually. So all I need to do now is to copy image. I'm just going to say copy image. I think it's not like that. It's image copy. Image copy resampled, like so. Okay, so this has quite a number of parameters to add here. So let's go through them one by one. So the destination image is the image that I created, which is the new image here, where I want to paint the old image onto it. So this one is the one called image, right? And the source is obviously the source image, which is the actual image. Destination X and Y is where I want to put the coordinates, the X, Y. So I want to replace the whole image, so I just put 0, 0. I don't want any blank spaces. The source X as well will be 0, 0 because I want to get the whole image. It's just that the destination width now will be different. So the destination width is going to be the size of the new width, right? Because this is the destination. That's the image we created. So the destination width and the new height is going to be destination height. But then the source width will be the width of the original source image, which is width, and then height over there, just the normal height, like so. And put your semicolon at the end. So this is exactly how you resize an image. The only thing remaining now is to save the image onto the disk. So I'm going to say image JPEG. I want to replace the old file itself. So I'm going to, first of all, I want to convert these resources into an image, so into a JPEG. So I'm going to copy this and put that there, and then put the file name that I'm sending it to, which is destination, and that's about it. Now don't forget to destroy the images, so we use image destroy. Let me destroy the image I just saved, and also destroy the wait, image destroy, like that. Oops, what am I doing? Image destroy source. So these things I'm destroying are not the actual images, they're just the resources I created in order to be able to manipulate the pixels on that image. So once I do this, then I have resized the image itself. So let's take note here for a second. If I go back to uploads folder, you see this image right here has a resolution of 1920 by 1279. But this time I want to limit it to 1000. So let's browse and load it again. Post. Okay, so there we go. So let's see if the resolution has actually changed. And you see here it's now 1000 by 666, which means our resizing has actually worked wonders. So now we don't want this kind of code sitting here. I want to create a function so I can just call it anytime I want to resize something. So I'll just go at the top here and create a function. So I'll say function resize. So you can call it resize image, whatever you want. So let me put that, paste it here like so. Maybe the code has gone way too far. Let me shift like so. Okay, resize image. So here the source is original, right? So let's just put this right over here like so that we can supply our own image. And then on top of that, I want to supply the destination where I want the image to finally go. So the source and the destination can be the same, which means you resize and replace. And then let's decide the maximum. We're going to set it to, let's say 500 for now as the default value. Okay. So once we do that, then max is no longer required here. And you can put it at 1000 as the default. That's entirely up to you. Maybe let's do that. 1000 is more reasonable. And then original, let's remove all that. No need. The destination is the place where we're going to save the file, so I'll replace that. Okay, it's already there, which is good. Source. Okay, so we are good to go. So let me copy that, and simply, because now this is a separate function, you see there's a C missing here to make function like so. Okay, great. So let me move this to this place where we said resize and delete all that. So now I can simply put one line. So you can put this whole function in a different file. That way you have less code to see. So now the original in our case and the destination are the same. So I'm going to put destination. Max is 1000, so no need to put the max here, just to put the actual number. So this number here determines the limit of the resizing. So if you want the maximum resolution on the image to be 1000, that's what you put. You can put any number there. Okay, so there we resize the image. Let's see if everything is working fine. Go back to upload, browse. So every image I upload here should have a limit of 1000 pixels. Let me go back here and let's see that. Yep. Let me refresh. Okay, so it has a limit of 1000. So things are working out just fine. So far, all we have done is resize an image. Now let's try and add an actual logo. Yes, a watermark here. All right, so going back to our text editor here for a second, come back here for a second. So we need to create another function called add logo right here, so that what we do is we resize the image and then we put a logo there, and then we are good to go. Okay, so we can do the same thing right here that we did the last time, and then convert that to a function. So the image logo is right here, so you can get any logo that you want. Mine is 400 pixels almost by 400 pixels, and of course the source code for this is added inside the description, so you can check that out if you want to. Now let me go down to here. Yes, so how exactly do we add a logo? Now the logo file is called logo.jpg, so it can be a PNG, no problem. Now if you have a PNG logo, every place where I say image create from JPEG, right, you will do image create from PNG instead. So if your image is a PNG, you use PNG. If it's JPEG, you use JPEG. Mine is a JPEG, so I'm going to use that instead, like so. So what I'm doing now is creating an image resource for our destination, so I can write to it. Okay, so I'm going to call it image again, or source maybe, that's much better. So source is equal to, it's okay to use source because the other one is inside a which is source even there, so it's okay because we're not using it anymore here, and the other one is inside the function, so that's okay, we can still reuse it. So we say source is equal to image from JPEG, so we are creating another resource from the resized image. Now the reason we do that is that's the only way to write to it or manipulate it. So also now I want to create another image. I'm going to call it logo. I'm going to do the same thing, image create from JPEG. So I'm creating two image resources and I just want to merge them together. So this one is from the file named logo.jpg, like so. That's the logo file path. And then from there, now I have two resources. All I need to do is merge them together. So what I would do is I'm going to say image copy merge. So there's this one, image copy merge, like so. And of course, so many parameters as usual. So let's go through them one by one. So the destination image is what we call the source in this case, because that's the actual image. So that's a destination. And maybe that's a poor choice of naming. You can rename it to something more descriptive. So the source image is now the logo, because that's the image we want to put on the other one. The destination X and Y, where do we want to put it on that other image? So let's try 0, 0 for now, which is the top left corner. And then the source X, obviously we want to get all of the source image, so I'm going to say 0, 0, and then this width is going to be determined by the logo width and the logo height. So let me do that. Let me say logo width, we haven't created that yet, and logo height, like so. This PCT is the transparency. So this number is wait a minute, I actually don't remember the maximum number for this. I think it's 100. Yes, 100 is the max. 100 means completely opaque or transparent, but anyway, just know that it's from 0 to 100. So if you want the logo to be completely fully opaque, you can put 100. We're going to test whether it's 100 or 0, but for now I want to put let's say 90, just to see what I see there. Or let's put 80 just to be safe. Then we can make some adjustments. So that's like the transparency there. So image copy merge. Now it's very important to destroy the images when you're done, but before that, let's do image JPEG. So we save the image before we destroy the resource. And what image are we saving? We are saving what is known as the source in this case, because that's the original image. And then what are we saving it to? So the final image will be saved to destination. Now, you may not want to replace the original file because you want to put a watermark and you want to be able to still have the original. So I'm going to copy the destination file and put a variable name there just so it's different. But destination, what do I do here? Oh, I've gone to the wrong place. So this one is going to be, okay, let's try and put it on destination. We'll separate the two later. We're just going to replace the original file for now. And then let's do image destroy. Let me destroy the image, and also let me do image destroy logo, because both of those are image resources that need destroying. All right, so we are done with this. So let's give it a test run, right? Let's see what we get. So let's go to upload, browse, and let me upload this post. So it's telling me that image logo JPEG failed to open stream, permission denied on line 24. Okay, so let's go to line 24. Usually the first error has a clue for the rest of them. Line 24, where is that? What have I done here? So it's talking about this here. Okay, let me shut down, comment out this logo adding part and see if things will work out. Okay, so things are working out when that logo part isn't there, so which means it's definitely not the problem. Okay, so let's see what the problem is here. It's very difficult to debug these image thingies. So resize. So after the resize, we are good. So source is equal to, let me just make sure here I am. Oh, I see. So we don't know what logo width is or logo height yet. So we didn't create those. So let's create those just in case that was the issue. So I'm sure it was. So let's go down here and do that. So the logo width and height are determined by the same way we did the other one, image SX, like so. And I can easily just copy this to this here and change that to Y. And we are good to go. So let's give it another shot and see what happens. Post. Okay. Undefined variable image on line 53. This one right here. So that is not valid. It should be source that I'm destroying because that's what I named it. Okay, so let's try again. A fatal error stops the script, so let's resend. Okay, there we go. Looky there. Now we have a logo over here. Very nice. Now this logo is quite big. Yours could be bigger compared to your actual image. So what do? Don't forget that we have an image resizing a function, right? So we can resize our logo before we actually work on it. So here what I will do is duplicate this resize and then resize the logo. So the source of the image is the logo.jpg. And I want to resize it to maybe 100 pixels maximum, like so. Because it's a small thing, it's a logo. You can put 150, that's entirely up to you. So maybe let's try 150. And then the destination. Now I don't want to replace the original logo at all. I want to create a new one. So I'm going to say logo underscore resized, like that. That's what I'll call it, .jpg. And then I will get the same logo resized. This is the one I will load here as the resource. Okay, so just by resizing it, we are now reducing the size here. So instead of doing this, maybe, oh, let me go back to the upload. I can upload a different image, post. And now you see the logo is much smaller, which is good. The only problem is I want the logo to be maybe somewhat centered here. So how do I center this logo? Well, centering is not a difficult thing to do. We can just create a simple formula here. The same way we got this width and height for the logo, let's do the same for our source image. So here I'm just going to say source instead of logo. Yeah, actually replace logo with source, like so. So source width, source height, there we go. Okay, so now we want to determine the center point for the X and Y axis. So I'm just going to say center X is equal to. So how do we center an object? So let me come back here and give you a clue. So what we do is we get the entire width of this image and subtract it from the image we want to center. So if this is let's say 1000 pixels and this is 100, I can say 1000 minus 100 and I get 900. So that 900, which is this, is the space that is left out. So all I need to do with this space is divide it in two. Once I divide this space in two, then I get the center point. So let's try that. So I'm going to say source, because the source width is always larger. So source width minus logo width, right? Because it's always smaller. So once we do that subtraction, I'll do that. And then all I need to do is divide it by 2. Now the reason we're dividing it by 2 is because we want to add half the space on this side, half the space on the other side of the logo, meaning we've put it in the center. So I'm going to duplicate this to the center Y as well, and then change the width to height, like that. Okay, pretty good. And then we'll get our center X, put it here on the X axis, and put the other one on the Y axis. Now, if sometimes you get confused what parameters to add in here, just retype this image copy resampled, for example, and then it's going to show you this guide, and then you can just simply comment this one out. It's simply a guide to reference, because you know this is the source, this is the center, destination X and Y, and so on. So you can do that just in case. So as you have seen, our logo is not as transparent as we would want it to be. So let's reduce that 80 to maybe 50% or maybe 60%, something like that. And then let's try again. So the idea here is to have this logo come to the center. So let's try this. So there's a syntax error on line 57. Where is that? Right here. And what is it saying? What busy syntax error? Let's see. Unexpected integer 0, expecting a bracket. Line 57. Let's see. Where are we having a problem? Right here. Okay. Wait a minute. I was wrong, because they're supposed to be XY and then XY here again. So I should put a comma over there. My bad. Okay, so let's try again. Browse. Let's find a image we can add a logo to and hit post. And as you can see, the logo is right in the middle there. Perfect. Yes, yes. Let's try again a different image, of course. Let's say we have a burger. I tried this one because it's higher on the other side and lower here, but as you can see, we have a very nice logo here, like so. In the middle, the watermark exists. Yes. Let me browse again for a different image. So this is how you can upload your photos and have peace of mind that hopefully they will not be pirated. Okay, logo right there. All right, so to finish this up, let's package this guy into another function as well, just like we did with the other system there. Now, once the logo is resized, you have a new image called logo resized. So you don't need to keep resizing if you don't want to, but this is a good way to just shift and change your mind if you don't want the logo to be 150, you want it 200 pixels, for example, like so. Then if I upload a different image, this time it's going to be a little bit larger, like that. Okay, great. So you can adjust that to adjust the size of the logo itself, but it will always be centered. So I want to copy everything after the resize here and cut into a function. So let's come down here, up here actually, and create a function called add logo. That way we can just call the function instead of having all this trouble of copying the code one by one. So I will push this back a little bit, like so. Save that a bit. So what do we need here? We need our source, right? So I'm just going to say source so here maybe I just say source file underscore file, like that, and then logo file, like so. And what else? I think that those are the two things we need, really. So I'm going to get source file and put it here, copy logo file and put it here, like so. And that's all we need from the outside, right? And then where do we save the output? Okay, so here, this is where we'll say output. The output is the one with the logo. Output, like so. Very good. So what we're doing here is we have a source file, we have a logo file, and then we're going to get to tell it where to put the final product. So I'm going to copy this function, go down here, and so here what we're doing is we're resizing the original image, we resize the logo, and then we add the logo, like so. So what is the source file? In this case, the destination here is the source file. So I'm going to put that there. The logo file here is this one, logo resized. So I can just copy that. You can put these things in a variable or just put them directly there. And then what should be the output file? So the output file, in our case, we are replacing the original image, but you can type in a new, just like logo added underscore image, like so, .jpg. So you can add a different file name here, which we will see here if we do. And let's try that. Upload. Let me do it on these babies here and save. So as you can see, there's no logo here, definitely, because we are reading the destination, but then we added the logo on this image we called image added image, whatever that is. So here, if I click it, I will see the logo on it, like so. So at least now I have two versions of the image, the original and the one that has the logo. Alrighty then, so I do hope you have learned something from the idea of how to resize images to the idea of adding other images on top of other images. Now, you can also add text to this image if you want to. So if you want that tutorial where you don't have a logo, you want to add just a simple text, then you can let me know in the comments. Then I will create a new video to cover how to do that as well. All right, so hopefully you've learned something new. I always like it when you learn something new. I will see you in another tutorial.